actual, and inflates that one by 4.1 as well. Okay, so it's taking this fake, basically fake, column and then inflating it. So now it's saying that we should have got 260 million. But I was saying that we only anticipate getting about 247 million. Now, and so we result in 18 million for that year and then 12 for that year. So the big issue is that my estimate, this column here, 21, I was overly conservative, and actually we brought in quite a bit more money than we anticipated. Okay, so the same deal with the county, right? And I have provided all this information on the team site. Okay, so and I got it summarized over here, right? So here's another summary, and you saw all those. There's a ton of funds, right? There's a whole bunch of funds. Look at all the funds, right? So instead, I just summarized it by category so you can see it real easily, right? All right, so just remember those numbers. And I don't know, I guess we could keep going. Yeah, oh, well, one thing I did do, when we budgeted the money, we did do, in case you want to do the math, for example, for example, here on this one, this is the straight calculation, right? But like I said, there are certain things that, like this debt service fund, I had moved this 1.7 million up to the city general fund because you can't put revenue replacement in a debt service fund, right? And we did it also for like the tourism. I think we did it for the tourism fund. We made some adjustments. So when you look at this with this total, it's not going to be exactly what the previous one is because we made some adjustments. And I talk about them right here that we netted, like there's some years where we actually anticipated earning more revenue, that not less. So we took those negatives and put them up in the general fund and such. So, but this is what was budgeted. All right. But here's just what I was telling you is that basically 2020 revenue replacement was based on 19 and 20, and then but the money was deposited in 21, right? And this was all based on the final or the interim rule. And we didn't know it until it came out in the summer. So we couldn't have anticipated that previously. What else do I want to put? Oh, so the adjustments. So what is that? So 2020, we did have to make some adjustments because in earlier this year, the auditor took a look at my calculation and she pointed out that I had chosen not to include a $2 million revenue the general fund received in 2020 as a result of selling the Woodland racetrack. And that was recorded in 2020. And apparently I saw that as not eligible as a own revenue source, but she said that my interpretation was incorrect. So we had to move it back in and include it, which as a result made us lose less money. Okay. And so that 2020 number changed a little bit. That was the only change in 2020 that we collected in 21. And then in 2021, the change is strictly because now we're just reconciling from estimate to actual. Okay. All right. So here's the adjusted one. And so this number this down here used to be 18 million. Now it's only 16. That's because of that $2 million Woodlands adjustment the auditor asked me to do. And then this number has revised downward. Let's see, how much was it originally? It was like $12 million. And now it's only 5. So a $7 million difference, right? And then so those are the raw data. And then here's the county side, right? So that one stayed the same, exactly the same. 2020 stayed the same. That number went down a lot. So I anticipated going back again, sorry to do this, you're probably getting busy. The county was, 4.3 or $4.4 million in the second tranche. And now it's only 2.7. Okay. So I summarized it here. So now here's the updated dollars with actuals. Okay, and I think I have a comparison. Well, no, I don't, but you'll see it tonight actually. But so overall now our chart looks different, right? Yeah, it includes the revised revenue estimate column. This is the amount that we are actually recording in our general ledger. And by the way, just so you know, it's you will be seeing, the commission will be seeing a full resolution adopting the change, but in reality, it's not. I don't think you really have a choice because the Treasury requires us to record it that way. So, but I suppose you're just accepting the resolution. I guess I don't know. We'll see. But we felt it was proper to have a specific action on it, so the public would know. But here's the total the combined 2-year revenue loss, how it's been deposited or spent, and then we've included the Unified Government Public Health Department additional needs that was adopted in February, and then the more recent ARPA eligible capital needs that you approved last week. And so as a result, you now have, instead of the small amount you had before, you now have $13.8 million on the city side and $2.6 million on the county side, which is great. And then on top of it, there is potentially remaining available balances against city operating funds, as I mentioned. I think on the city side, I think it's about $7 million, and on the county side, it's just $1 million. And on top of it, on the county side, the public health department, as part of their immediate needs, since then they identified about 1.1 million to 1.6 million in costs that they're submitting to FEMA. We're waiting to hear back. As soon as we do that, those costs will be associated with the FEMA, and that will free up 1 million or 1.6 around here, up to here. So that would likely increase this number to $3 to $4 million. Got it? 3.6 to $4 million. And for those of you that are policy wonks or numbers crunchers, just to keep me honest, I'm just letting you know that here are all the allocations that you've done so far, that the commission's adopted so far. So, you know, here's the resolution. Still waiting on the reso number for this one. And we're about to propose this to the full commission in the next commission meeting. You know, here's the revenue loss and acceptance of the grant. And then this is the running balance, the immediate needs on that date, the housing, the employee vaccination incentive, and then an adjustment to it, the UG additional needs. And then here's the ARPA capital needs, along with the municipal court shift, because I put it in the wrong category. And then here's the adjustments to the revenue loss. And there's the number, right? So that's how much. And I have some really good news on top of the good news I already gave you, which is that, in going through all of those projects and determining whether they're done or not, because I had to do that first quarter report, I did identify a couple of projects that are completed and where there's money available to move. So you know, but I'm just waiting. I don't have that ready to tell you now, but it was in the $400,000 range. And part of it, the biggest chunk was that employee vaccination incentive program. We anticipated it to be $1 million, and it came in more around 600,000 or 700,000. So there's opportunities.
All right, Commissioner David.
Thank you, Chair. I will be brief. So to sum everything up,
Yeah.
we have $16.4 million in unallocated ARPA funds now. Is that
That's
accurate?
right.
Okay. So we have about 16 million, a little bit more that we can play with. We can decide if we want to put that towards some of the infrastructure projects that we did fund, or if we want to put more money towards small business grants, all that stuff. Okay. And then you also said that there's another pot of money that is still available. Where in that chart is that money coming from? You said it was $2 million or something like that.
Oh, down here. So this down here, this number right here, that's the amount that we're waiting to hear back from FEMA, right? And when FEMA reimburses us costs that we were going to pay out of this little box here, the immediate needs, when they reimburse us, then we can release that allocation and it'll go back to this pot down here.
Okay, so
Yeah,
that
available.
puts us at about 18 million, give or take, depending on when FEMA gets back to us.
Right, right.
Thank you so much, Chair.
And then you got, maybe not all the projects spend the money, so then you got more to think about.
All right, friends. We are at the end of our agenda, and we also have a 5 o'clock. So I know some people need to get down to City Hall if they're not already here, and others of us have just a few minutes before our next meeting starts. So we'll wrap it up, and Kathleen and Gwen probably, and I will regroup regarding our agenda. Our next meeting, I believe, is on the 21st of June. So see you then.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.